Just eat less than you expend. That's the typical weight loss advice that we get. But how do I know how much I expend and thus how much I need to eat? How do I figure out how many calories I burn in a day? Let's first look at what makes up the calories that you burn during the day, also known as your total daily energy expenditure. Your total daily energy expenditure is made up of 4 parts. Usually the biggest part is your basal metabolic rate. This is largely based on your body mass and to a smaller extent the composition of that body mass. Your resting metabolic rate is the amount of energy required for essential bodily functions. You can think of this as the amount of energy required to stay in bed all day, merely just keeping alive. Next we have the thermic effect of food. This is the energy required to process food. Converting food into energy requires energy via the digestive process. This is usually about 10% of the total calories you consume during the day. So for easy maths, if you eat 2,000 calories a day, you will spend about 200 calories converting that into energy via the thermic effect of food. Moving on, we have exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, as the name suggests, that's basically the energy that you expend doing exercise or activity. This can vary greatly between individuals who do a lot of exercise and those who do very little. So, for example, between endurance athletes and most of the rest of the population, myself included, because actually gym workouts don't expend that much energy in the grand scheme of your day. But what does is the final point, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, otherwise known, because that is a bit of a mouthful, as NEAT. This is the energy you use doing daily tasks such as walking, cleaning, fidgeting, and this is a factor we tend to largely underestimate. So we now know that your total daily energy expenditure is made up of 4 parts: basal metabolic rate, the thermic effect of food, activity thermogenesis, and NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And so for fat loss, you are going to want to focus on the factors that you can influence, and that is going to be how much you move via activity thermogenesis and non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I've done this 3 times and can't actually say that word at the moment, so I'm just going to move on. But basically how much you move via either daily activity or via exercise. Both the thermic effect of food and your basal metabolic rate are pretty much set in the sense that you can't influence them easily, nor would you want to while dieting, because inevitably these are going to go down as you successfully diet. Basal metabolic rate will reduce as you become a smaller person and have less mass, and your thermic effect of food is merely a percentage of how many calories you're taking in, which unfortunately when you're dieting is going to be reducing. So focus on the factors you can control.